Well, hi there everyone. Christian Nix here, back again. In this short video, I want to talk to you about your symptoms and specifically which organs produce which symptoms. Now, if you've been with the Pivot Protocol for any amount of time, you know that really the gist of this approach is, look, we have to treat everything at once. We're not focusing in on one symptom. We have to be able to see an entire overarching pattern, what I refer to as your reflux type. But your reflux type is not, you shouldn't think of that also as one thing. In fact, most people don't have one type, they have multiple types. When I give you the short quiz to introduce you to the Pivot Protocol, what I'm doing is introducing you to the idea that there are different patterns that underlie, there are different patterns of organ imbalance that give rise to the singular symptom we call acid reflux, where you get acid and bile and digestive stomach juices coming back up. But the underlying imbalances in all your different, what I call pivotal organs, matters here. Because obviously if you have one kind of organ imbalance with these three organs doing X, Y, and Z, we need to treat that differently than if these three organs are doing A, B, and C, right? The underlying organ imbalance really matters here. So if you're fed up with taking pills, if you're sick of going to the doctor, if you've kind of had it with all the fad diet nonsense and expensive supplements, there is one thing that I know that can really break you out of that frustration and really what I just commonly refer to as reflux hell, which is get really good at treating your organ imbalances. If you rebalance your organs, your body will fix your reflux on its own. You don't need to do anything. Once you focus in and get your organs to actually work together again in harmony, the way they were supposed to, the way they're supposed to, the way they were designed to from the beginning, what you have is a key, a method, a kind of secret approach that helps you stay healthy year after year. And if your body does go out of balance, even a little bit, right, you catch it right away, and you know exactly what's going on, you know exactly which organs are triggering which symptoms, and how you bring that organ back into balance so that it continues to work in harmony with your other pivotal organs. So very quickly here, the pivot is what I refer to as, it's the balance between your liver and spleen specifically, but then your liver and stomach on one side and your spleen and intestines on the other side. And this is very, very important to understand because these organs, these four organs or these two pairs of organs go out of balance in very predictable ways. And if you know what imbalances are likely to show up, you have a lot of power, actually. You're already well on your way to fixing this condition. So let me give you an example here. The liver only ever really goes out of balance in one direction. Your liver never gets tired and weak. It always overheats. It's always overworking itself, which creates a burden on your other organs. We'll get to that in just a second. The liver itself never really gets cold and weak and lethargic. It only overheats. So, for example, some of the signs and symptoms of heat coming from your liver, and all heat really pertains to the liver one way or another, because it's such a, if you think about it, even from a biomedical point of view, the liver is such an important organ for metabolism. And so when the liver is overheating, what you see are symptoms of excess activity, excess metabolic action and interaction, right, between your liver and other organs. So, for example, liver heat very often shows up as heat symptoms at night. If you wake up between 1 and 3 a.m., or even if you just can't sleep very late, right? Or if you have night sweats, that's a dead giveaway for excess heat in the liver. Why? Because the liver works its hardest at night. So when it's working hard while you're sleeping, it can actually wake you up, right? It can actually prevent you from sleeping, either falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up too early, not being able to fall back asleep. But in particular, if you wake up between 1 and 3 a.m., that's too much heat in your liver. There's no other organ imbalance that really causes that. It always pertains to your liver. Difficulty swallowing. This is one we get a lot of questions and comments about. That too is related to heat. Heat in the body goes upward. it causes problems in the upper part of your body. So heat symptoms rise, just like heat rises in nature. Heat in the body goes up, and it's one of the things that makes it hard for you to swallow. Things don't want to go down. Too much heat is coming up, causing problems in the upper part of the body. Heat from your liver always causes heat in your stomach. Okay, and then heat in your liver and stomach, and I won't get into this here in the video. That's why I put the pivot protocol together to explain this all the details of this extra step. But once your liver is overheated, your stomach becomes too hot. Once your stomach and liver are overheated, and you have signs of stomach heat, your spleen gets weaker. Your spleen automatically is starting to be, because these two organs are actually beating up on your spleen. If you think of it this way, these two organs are so hyperactive that your spleen actually is overwhelmed. And once this happens, once you have this excess heat on one side with the liver and stomach overheating and your spleen getting weaker and more tired and exhausted and unable to keep up with the workload, one other thing happens right away. The spleen produces what we call dampness. If you're not familiar with dampness, this is another really, really important concept. Everybody with digestive illness, from acid reflux all the way to IBS and everything in between, is dealing with dampness at some point. And for most of you, it's actually a very serious condition. Our medical system, modern medicine, modern Western kind of medical thinking, doesn't really even acknowledge this phenomenon. You'll never, if you said to your doctor, hey, you know, I saw this video, this crazy guy on the internet, he was saying that I have this thing, I think I have dampness. Well, your doctor's going to look at you like you're a loon. And he or she is certainly not going to acknowledge what you've just said or give you any kind of special insight about what you're supposed to do about dampness. They don't know anything about it, right? The very idea is not taught in medical school, and yet if you understand dampness, and the major sign and symptom of dampness is post-nasal drip, right? A bunch of mucus and phlegm building up in the back of your throat. Now, it's not the only one. I give you the other signs and symptoms of dampness inside the protocol. But just understand, recognizing these symptoms you're halfway there to beating them. A lot of what you're doing when you recover your digestive health is actually just awareness of what's going on. The solutions to fixing stuff like acid reflux or IBS, the solutions are actually the easy part. That may sound outrageous, and you may think I'm full of beans, but it's really true that when people send me emails all the time just asking, well, what's the solution for? What about this? What about this symptom? And again, my question back to them is, okay, but let's get to your organ imbalances. Why don't you tell me about, and in the protocol, I teach you how to go through all 4 pivotal organs. What are the symptoms pertaining to the liver? I've given you 1 already, right? 2, actually, excess heat at night, and also difficulty swallowing. Heat in the stomach. What about weakness and cold and exhaustion in the spleen? What happens when dampness accumulates? Where does it go? Dampness is a heavy physical substance, so it goes down into your intestines. How do you know? What are the symptoms that tell you that? Where else does dampness go? I've already told you the major symptom of dampness is post-nasal drip, right? That phlegm and mucus kind of sensation in the back of your throat where you're constantly, right, you eat and then you have to clear your throat and you want to spit out mucus all the time. These are the major things that you have to pay attention to. And if you do pay attention to them, if you do develop an awareness of them, the solutions are the easy part. Simple, common, everyday foods, things that you can get at your grocery store, many things that you may have in your house already, very, very easy to fix. The first step, the first phase in your healing is, here's what you don't do. Here's what you don't do to yourself. When you need to get well, we want to stop producing any symptoms. So we're going to stop putting a burden, any kind of excess burden on your pivotal organs. We're going to stop the liver from overheating. We're going to do all the things that we're going to stop doing all the things that may be causing some of your illness and get really smart about leaving aside anything that's going to make your healing process worse. And then we go on to a proactive phase. The more advanced training is really, well, here's how you combine foods to get rid of this symptom, X, Y, and Z, all the way through, right? Everything that you're dealing with. And most of these things you can actually do in one meal. You're treating everything that's going on in your body in one single sitting. And certainly in one day. I mean, what we want to do is as we go through a 24-hour cycle, you want to have addressed all of your imbalances, preferably all of them at the same time, in each meal that you sit down to eat. Everything that passes your lips should have something to do with fixing your primary imbalances. So recognizing your symptoms, knowing which symptoms now pertain to which organs, bloating and gas. What causes that? There's only one thing that causes bloating and gas. When food stagnates inside your intestines, you get bloating and gas. Is there a solution for food stagnating in your intestines? Yes, it's very easy. Very, very easy to fix. But each one of these symptoms requires some amount of your understanding. Oh, that's coming from my excess, my hot stomach, the excess heat in my liver, right? My weak spleen is producing that. Then when you match up solutions and you learn some of the very basic solutions, like here's how you recover your spleen. Here's how you get dampness to drain out of your body and prevent it from coming back. Well, all of those solutions actually look very, very simple. And most people, if you're otherwise reasonably healthy and you're willing to get up and move around for maybe 20 minutes a day, your recovery can happen very quickly. The thing about the pivot protocol is once people see it, once you grasp it, once you really understand, oh, this other system, this other ancient medical system is way, way, way better at addressing digestive illness, and then you apply some of the very simple things you learn in the protocol, well, you find out right away, not only does it work, it can work really quickly. Why? Because your body knows how to heal. Your body really does know how to fix most of the things that are going on inside you with respect to digestive illness. I don't care how long you've been sick, your body is made to fix these things. And so what you're learning inside the protocol, very simply, is a way of creating the conditions that cancel out your organ imbalance. So now that you know, or now that you have some idea what the pivot protocol is really all about, the only thing left really for you to decide is, are you sick and tired enough of the modern medical approach for digestive illness to really get busy helping yourself? In about 15 to 30 minutes a day, you can completely turn your life around. This is not a quick fix, although many people do feel better right away. Just knowing, right, that there is a solution. But I have people send me emails all the time, like, hey, within 24 hours of getting your protocol, I already was, X, Y, and Z symptom was already going away. So you can get results quickly. That's more on a case-by-case basis. Please don't send me an email asking me to predict the future for you. I don't know how long it takes people. I do know that if you apply this protocol, overwhelmingly, the majority of people who apply this protocol and are willing to do any kind of learning about something new end up being very, very satisfied with the results that they get, because it's just not that hard. Your body knows how to heal itself if you just create the conditions inside you to do that. And to create those conditions, you must learn this new system. 15, 20 minutes, really, if you learn something new and apply it every single day, in a matter of weeks, you'll be through the entire thing, and little by little, you can add and sort of apply anything that seems relevant to your specific case. But it does require you to make a decision. And if you're a person looking around on the internet for a magic cure or some kind of special supplement or herb from the Himalayas or the Amazon rainforest, and you think that you're going to take a supplement and you're just going to pop a pill, or you're going to take some kind of herbal concoction and that's going to fix your digestive condition, but you don't have to do anything else on your own, right? You don't have to learn anything, you don't have to change your behavior, you'll just take a supplement and everything will get better. This is definitely not for you. But if you're willing to learn something new and you're willing to apply it, and anything that I've said today in this video makes sense to you, well, then you really owe it to yourself to just give the pivot protocol a shot. If you will do it, first of all, we give a money-back guarantee. I prefer to part with people as friends. Whether you want to do any work on it or not, you can actually check it out. If you think it sucks or you don't like the tone of my voice, well, that's fine, right? You could still ask for a refund, but if you're sick with digestive illness and you're sick and tired of going to the doctor and being told a bunch of baloney about, here's another prescription and another prescription. I mean, does anyone ever really want to take more pills? Like when you go to the doctor, wouldn't you rather not have to take another prescription? Aren't we all taking enough pills already in our culture? I mean, by and large. The terrible news for people with digestive illness is you're not gonna medicate your way back to health. I'll talk about this in a different video, but all of these medications create digestive imbalance for reasons that I'll explain elsewhere. So getting off your medications is a really good goal. That's a really good thing for you to be aiming toward, and it's just not that hard to do. For most people, overwhelmingly you can get rid of your acid blockers. If you're taking something like steroids for IBS, overwhelmingly you can get rid of this stuff and get it out of your life for good. But you have to take action today to help yourself, okay? So I hope you will. I hope that's enough out of me. I hope you'll take the opportunity seriously, get through the protocol, apply everything that seems relevant to you in your specific situation. You're eating for your specific condition. When people ask, okay, well, what's the food or what's the diet plan that's going to get me out of trouble? There is no food or diet plan for everybody to fix acid reflux or IBS or anything else. You have to identify your symptoms. And I make it so easy for you to do this. But once you understand, okay, he said if my symptoms are this, that means this is my organ imbalance. That means to eat these foods in this way at this time of day, right? We put this whole thing together for you in a very simple, easy to understand format with demonstrations. I even prepare foods and explain to you which food combinations are treating which imbalances, which symptoms coming from which organs. This helps your spleen. This helps cool the liver. This helps moisten and cool off your stomach. This helps drain dampness out of your intestines and get that mucus feeling out of the back of your throat. All of these things really, really add up to very, very fast healing. And when you master the Pivot Protocol, you are healed permanently. You are healed for life. You can fix your digestion at any point in the future when things go out of balance again. So I hope that's enough of a reason for you to get started. Thanks very much. I'll be back in another video.